losses and more economic pain for Americans.
I don't believe it's too late to change course, but it will be if we don't take dramatic action as soon as possible. If nothing is done, this recession could linger for years.
For years.
The unemployment rate could reach double digits.
Whoa.
The situation could not be more serious. It's time to pass an economic recovery and reinvestment plan to get our economy moving.
Yes.
This is about getting this out and spent in 18 months to create 3.5 million jobs and to tee this up so the rest of the good work that's being done here literally drop kicks us out of this recession and we begin to grow again.
I see what you mean. We've got to get it into the system immediately, or we may never recover. Yes, America may not recover if we didn't borrow more money from places like China and then recklessly spend it. No, how's the plan working out for us now? Well, Joe Biden had this glowing review of the stimulus package.
So this act, along with everything else we did, helped us avoid a depression. It also succeeded in saving and creating 2 million jobs so far.
It was designed to have 2 stages to it. We've only been halfway through the act. The job-creating portions are really loaded at the second half here. Major projects that are going to be being built. But yes, they have gotten their money's worth.
Did I hear him right? Did he say there were 2 stages to this and the job creation part is really for the back half of it? What was the first stage for? I mean, just to waste money? I mean, I don't know. Did you know that? Huh. Well, it's a good thing to hear that they didn't really work on the job creation thing in the first part of the stimulus package because unemployment has gone from 8.2% to 9.7%. So I'm glad to know that there's just no intent on actually creating jobs in the first part. It's the second part. Can I ask you this question? Was there any intent to restore the economy in the first part? Because that's not working either. Maybe it could be in the third part. I don't know. What was the intent of the first half of the stimulus package? Because we now owe $1.6 trillion more today than we did a year ago. So, Joe, you're right. That's good stuff. I can't tell you how many people I know have jobs now because it was saved or created by the stimulus. If I had $1 for every time I ran into somebody who said, you know, my job was saved or created by the stimulus package, well, Oh, here's the president offering his assessment today.
The Recovery Act was never intended to save every job or restore our economy to full strength.
Right.
No bill or government program can do that.
What? Huh?
Businesses are the true engines of growth.
Wait a minute. What?
Businesses are the engines of job creation in this country.
Hold it. I thought you hated business. Oh, that was the first phase of this. Hate business. Now you love business. Government can't restore the economy. Weird, because it was about a year ago when he told America this.
The federal government is the only entity left with the resources to jolt our economy back into life.
But now that it's not working, he seems to be playing a different tune. If it's a failure, well, not his fault. They did everything they could, you know what I'm saying? Valerie Jarrett chalked up any kind of bad rap the stimulus package has over PR struggles. She said, quote, "It's just so hard to get out the positive news stories when people tend to focus on what's going wrong as opposed to what's going so well." She also added the administration has not done a good enough job explaining how the plan has helped people. I can't take it anymore. Mr. President, Valerie Jarrett, we can hear you. The American people can hear you. And the people who have been doing this to our economy for like the last year or so, oh, you're about to hear from the American people very, very clearly. Vote. Valerie, let me explain it this way. Let's say you broke your leg. You go to the hospital, okay? He sets your leg. And you're like, hey, I'm walking around, I'm feeling good. You don't need the doctor to say, you don't have a broken leg anymore. See, you're fine. No, no, no. Only time that happens is when you're like, hey, doc, ow. That's when the doctor says, no, you don't have a broken leg. I don't know what you're talking about. You're feeling fine. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. It's not working. In fact, it's working so poorly that polls show, watch this, polls show this. People who think the stimulus worked, 6%. Just note to the White House, I don't think I have to explain that number to you. I think that just kind of stands there on itself, 6%. But if you do need an explanation, let me show you this. Number of people who think Elvis is still alive. 7. By the way, you don't seem to be very good at math at the White House. That's a bigger number. By the way, for anybody who really does think Elvis is still alive, I think you would probably have to guess that he looks a little something like this right now. And now there's about 7% of the American population. I saw Elvis's picture on TV. He's wearing like a jumper. Yes, yes. And I also heard the stimulus package is working. That's how much of a disaster this thing is. I mean, Joe Biden is in charge of it. I mean, only about a third of the stimulus money has been spent. And I have a hard time because I thought it was an emergency. But anywho, what about the lucky people who actually got money? Okay, who are they? I would like to point out one lucky recipient. Serious Windows, this guy's company over here. It's a small window manufacturer. Now, why do I have her on the other side? It's a strange, completely unrelated coincidence. The VP of policy for Serious Windows happens to be married to her. She's Obama's weatherization czar. What a small world. Now, many of the places that received money from the stimulus package were schools that were struggling. Money's dried up now, and they're broke again. I think we talked about that last year and predicted this would happen. This wasn't about creating jobs. None have been created. All they did was prolong the inevitable, and in the process, wasted your money and put you and your children behind the 8 ball even more. But that's not stopping the White House from saying it saved us from another Great Depression. Wait a minute, I thought that was TARP. I mean, was it the $787 billion stimulus package, or the $75 billion that you added to it, or the $700 billion of George W. Bush that you hate, but yet you claim is yours? I mean, we're talking over $2 trillion now. I'm confused. I just don't know. America, nobody's going to tell you the truth. I mean, you knew before they even announced it. You knew this was wrong. I was actually dumb enough to go along with it for about 3 days. It's some form of TARP. TARP is what I was actually for before they named it and started actually debating it in Congress. And the reason was, you can't hold off a collapse. We're going to have to pay the piper, but you can hold it off a while. It gives you time to wake people up, to help them prepare. Everybody was still drunken at a party. Look at the difference between the American people then and now.